The first failure, okay. So why the competitive market models, this ideal, so the market equilibrium here will never be achieved in the real condition is because of the lot of failures. Okay, of course, the failures means that the necessary condition is not fulfilled. Okay, for example, there is a thing called as public goods. Okay, public good. Okay, the characteristics of goods basically there are two, which is rivalry or diversity. So when we consume something, it is at expense for others. And the second characteristic is excludability. Excludability. Whether the agent can be prevented from consuming, for example. So these are some examples. Pure private goods, for example, you have your own books, you have your own laptop. That is ability. You have this is the characteristic is rivalry. So when you buy, for example, when you buy one ice cream, you basically means you don't buy another ice cream. So things, and then it's exclude ability is that you can also have a possibility of not having ice cream, for example. Okay, we have goods like this called open access resources, like a beach, for example. It's a non-excludability. You cannot. This belong to public open access, so you cannot. You cannot just tell people not to enjoy the beach. It's belong to public, for example. So this is a distinction between the two characteristics, rivalry, excludability. So that's the thing. So the first failures to achieve the free market is because of the things called as public goods. In most countries, I don't know in Brunei, the natural resources belong to public. So it's belong to all Bruneian. For example, the oil reserve, the gas reserve, they all belong to Bruneian. So basically in that case, okay, transfer the property right is very hard to deal with. And then just by looking into the status of the goods, which is public goods, okay, it won't meet the ideal market, ideal economy as explained in the beginning. Okay. So now, for example, so these are the things. Some of the considerations. So if, for example, Brunei, crude oil in Brunei is public goods, considered as public good. I don't know. Can anyone tell me what is the status of oil reserve? Is it belong to the Sultan or belong to the people? Belong to the people, should be. Well, I'll give example. The one I know in Malaysia or Indonesia actually. So it's supposed to be belong to public. So the oil is belong to public. So basically everyone have right to have it. Every single Indonesian have the same right to consume it, to get benefit out of it. Okay, and then the value of that good supposed to be the value that is felt by each individuals that got benefit from it. And then another thing is about non-ideality is that market cannot provide public goods in the amount. Public good is limited. Okay, it is not. Yeah, it is limited. So it is very hard to see it as the good that can be sold in ideal market. Okay, and this is the reason why, because of the presence of public goods. Okay, this is the reason of why, okay, government have an important role in the economic activities. So the rationale behind energy policy is that energy is not belong to individuals. Okay, it's so when you have a chunk of land and then people find out that under your land there are a reserve of oil and gas, your land your land will be belong to public. Okay, and since now the oil, the reserve available in the land has become the public goods, so that it must be managed by the government. Okay, the existence of public goods then is the reason why. So why government need to interfere with the energy sector? The reason is that because energy is belong to public, and because of there are many reasons. Okay, public good is one. The second reason is externality. Externalities mean that the ownership is not exclusive. If someone buy, for example, if you buy, for example, a petrol gas, since you don't the consequences of owning and consuming the petroleum gas is not only borne by you but also borne by others. So that's the second reason. So that's the fair reason why it has to be regulated. And another reason is that it cannot be in the ideal market, where actually if you learn about the economic, then there is called as invisible hand. Invisible hand is the hand that bring the efficient market allocation, which is the hand that bring the price and the quantity that is agreed by. Okay, it's this one. This is an invisible hand. Okay, that bring the equilibrium, where actually the producer and consumer maximize the economic surplus. Okay, basically maximize A and maximize B. Okay, so there is they call it invisible hand in free market economy. Another reason is that oil reserve is not owned by each government. Okay, so why the free market economy cannot be achieved? Because of there is a possible of monopoly. Most of the oil reserve is, for example, is belong to Saudi Arabia. Okay, they can easily manipulate the pricing. Okay, for example, okay, the devolved okay, for example, the devolved production is this line. Okay. Okay, it follow the same principle. They want to maximize. They want to maximize the quantity. Okay, and what they do is, because they are monopolizing the things. So in this case, okay, B is actually the state where the quantity is required. The quantity is required. Instead of giving B, they come up with different line in this graph. Okay, they go with this line. Basically, what they do is they produce less. When they produce less, the consequences, the price, so the quantity that can be afforded by the consumer is A, and A is at price of F. Okay, this is what happened if because of the producer of oil and gas, they are limited to certain countries. Saudi Arabia can easily manipulate the price of oil and gas because they supply not vast majority but almost half of the oil. So easy for them. For example, now Europe is in crisis of gas because of the monopoly of pricing and supply of natural gas from Russia. So what Russia need to do is very simple. They just reduce the production of the natural gas, and according to the principle of the market, then the price increase from F to G. Okay, so that's the thing. So we have learned about the ideal market, okay, and then the failures to meet those ideal market. And the next question will be then what we can do. Okay, what we can do. So this is an example. You have the case of monopoly. This is the production. The production line goes down. What happened? So what happened is that if you ask the monopolist, for example, to go with this line, for example, and they will say that why don't you just produce more? So they say that if I produce more, I will say the price increase, my production price increase, basically this P, right? So for example, from I got this one. So if I go, so it goes from this point to this point, so the P increase. So this is example here. The P increase here to here. So say that I'm the only supplier. For example, the electrical company, the production of electricity. So production of electricity that the people need more, but they say that we don't have. If we produce more, we will lose money. So in this case, this type of monopoly, when in the case of they are getting losses to the monopoly, government intervention. The form of government intervention is to provide the subsidy, and this is happening everywhere in the world. For example, electricity is so critical, and then demand is so high, and but then electrical company with a very high cost of infrastructure. Okay, because it's not only the power plant, you need to develop the grid, metering, a lot of operation for maintenance and so on. So investment is very high. The cost per unit of energy produced is very high. So there's no profit. So in this case, the government intervention will be to provide a subsidy. And you can see it in the electricity business for countries like Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, not Singapore. So another thing in monopoly problem is this is natural monopoly. So we can do these things. We can balance the cost. Okay, so if the way to balance the cost is basically two tariff. Okay, I don't see it in Brunei, but normally in country like I remember Malaysia, Indonesia as well. So you have two tariffs. So you have a fixed fee, so you pay it like every month, like and then you have a variable tariff. So it depends on your consumption, for example. This is how to arrange this one. Okay. instead of giving the full subsidy like this one, so we have an option to do to play with tariff. Okay, that tariff means yeah, we have one scenario is fixed plus something. So this happened to, for example, what I know is for potable water supply in Indonesia. The infrastructure at the beginning was so high, and water is public goods. It's belong to everyone. So government do intervention by making the investment, and then the consumer pay it, but instead of paying all in advance, they pay it slowly by paying the fixed fee in the beginning and the variable tariff on whatever consumption they make. Number two, it can go to the Ramsey pricing. So what is Ramsey pricing? The best example is the pricing of electricity in Brunei. The first 600 kilowatt hour costs around, I think, 1 cent. And then the next, from 600 to 2000, it costs 8 cents per kilowatt hour. So Ramsey pricing said that so it's in firstly, so the one who need more need to pay more. I consume more electricity, then I will pay higher per unit cost. So, and lastly is simple. So it's like your water here in Brunei. So it's fully belong to the government. I think it's all here. Wow, electricity, water. So if you go to, for example, Indonesia, I can see you have a private supply of domestic water, then it's some belong to private, some belong to government. So when government take action, and government absorb all of the losses. Okay, this approach of policy that government can do to interfere the non-ideality of the market. Okay, for example, now we wanted to. This is an example of pollution prevention. Yeah. So this is the status quo. So this is the pricing of status quo. Okay, pricing of the status quo, and what happened is that government want to impose regulation. So as such, we want to reduce the pollution. For example, instead of consuming B, I think Euro 20. Okay, Euro 20 is basically a level for petroleum gas, the concentration of sulfur in the petroleum. Be from Euro 20 to Euro 5, for example. So the government want to reduce the pollution of SOx by reducing the content of sulfur in the gasoline fuel. Well, because of that, the fuel production will cost more. Okay, and then it will go into this line. Then it will change the price to this price. Okay, so of course the producer will never agree to do that. Okay, will never do it. So they will never do it voluntarily. Because the pollution is externality. So it's just the consequences of consumption of their product. Okay, when they transfer the right, so I sell it, you buy all of the goods. Well, they will think that all of the consequences belong to you. So what kind of option we have? If government do subsidy here, so this is not the correct way. If government do subsidy, so you tell the company, okay, I'm going to give you subsidy. So what happens is that the price will go down. Okay, the price will go down, and most likely the production the consumption will become more. So it doesn't really solve the problem. Okay, subsidy doesn't solve the problem in this case, and incentive will do. Okay, bribe, we say bribe, incentive. Government said that any cost, okay, any cost associated with, for example, this, any cost associated with this, it will be borne by the government.